Hi, everybody. I wanted to participate in another thread that I first heard about on one of my favorite channels, Amity Tracks. This is a thread that has to do with songs and albums that have changed my life. I've chosen 3 albums and 2 songs. The 3 albums are Neil Young's Harvest, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young's Four-Way Street, and Neil Young and Crazy Horses' Greendale. And the 2 songs are Try to Find Me by Graham Nash from his box set Reflections, and Transformer Man from Neil Young's 1982 album Trans. Now, I have talked extensively as to why Harvest is my favorite Neil record. And if you want to hear my review of Harvest, check out the Harvest review series on the channel. But let me reiterate by giving you the abridged version. I have been a fan of this record since I was a little bitty. My parents would sometimes play the cassette of Harvest in the car, and I have been a fan ever since. And actually, it was the first record that it was the first Neil record that I bought on CD, that and After the Gold Rush. And like I said, I've been in love with this record ever since, and in my eyes, there is no better Neil record than Harvest. And it is the record that kind of got me into music in the first place. Now, as far as Four-Way Street goes by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, I think it is one of the greatest live albums that ever existed, and if not the greatest. And if you want to hear my review of Four-Way Street, just check it out here on the channel. And I might put links to the reviews of Harvest, Greendale, and Four-Way Street up in the cards. But I remember when I was a teenager, and my parents and I would go out in a car or whatever, go driving in the car. Sometimes I would bring me or my parents would bring our copy of Four-Way Street, and they would play it in the CD player in the car, and I would sing along with it, sometimes getting in trouble for singing along with it, but still, it has always been my favorite live album of all time. And the version of Carry On, to me, is the supreme live version of that song. Now, as far as the third record that I have chosen, which was Neil Young and Crazy Horses' Greendale, I have a whole. If you want to hear the whole story of why Greendale is so important to me, just check out the Greendale review series. But I'm going to kind of give you the abbreviated version. Greendale will always hold a special place in my heart because it is the record, the tour, and the record that I got to meet Neil at the Kansas City stop of the Green Day tour, and actually I got to meet everybody, almost everybody, and um, so that's why this record kind of changed my life, because it kind of changed my musical life, and because before I met Neil, I never thought I'd get a chance to meet him, but it was certainly a dream come true. Now, as far as the songs go, I wanted to start with Transformer Man from Trans. Now, this song always makes me think of Neil's son Ben, because he and I he and I have a disability in common. Now, his is a lot more severe than mine, but we still have the same disability in common. So, every time I hear Transformer Man, it makes me think of Ben, and because it's about somebody. It's about trying to communicate with somebody that can't communicate back. And actually, the whole Trans record is about that. And it's always made me think of Ben. And as far as the last song I'm going to talk about, a song called Try to Find Me, from Graham Nash's Reflections box set. This is a song that also kind of makes me think of Ben, because it was written about the very first Bridge School benefit show that Crosby, Stills, Nash Young played. Graham wrote it. Graham was playing, and he saw this little boy and girl in the audience, and the little girl started to cry because she wanted to get out of the show because it was too loud or something. But anyway, so the little boy that was sitting next to her took his hand and put it on hers and made this little girl stop crying, and that was what prompted Graham to write Try to Find Me. And I have always been moved by that song. And the first time I heard it was on Crosby, Stills, Nash's acoustic concert DVD, and I had always loved it. And so when Graham released a studio rendition of it on his Reflections box set, I was super excited. But it is a tremendous song. It's about kind of in the same line as Transformer Man. It's about communicating with somebody that can't talk back, or it's just a gorgeous, very moving song. And so I hope you enjoy this.